Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you all an update to my Undercover Cardfight Vanguard deck profile for April 2025. Big thanks to my buddy Nick for letting me borrow his Undercover deck for the deck profile. We got some new support back during the Dimensional Transcendence booster set introducing the Undercover deck, and with Generation Dragenesis we actually got some more support for the deck as well. So wanted to update the deck with all the changes made to it. It is like the Raging Form Dragon or the Revenger subclan for the original Vanguard, just with the aesthetic of how the deck looks, and even being able to make use of some of the Shadow Paladin cards in the deck as well that we have for D format for strengthening this deck as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the ride deck. We have the Energy Generator with our starter being Hidden Flash Undercover Serendis. When rode upon, if you want second, draw a card. Our grade 1 is Volley of Blades Undercover Onyx. When placed by riding from Hidden Flash Undercover Serendis, reveal grade 3 with Mordalion and its card name from your ride deck. Search your deck for up to one monitored Trist, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle the deck, giving you search power for our go-to set order in the deck, which we'll go over in just a bit. For the grade 2, we're running Monitoring Raveneer Undercover on far. With this card, when it's placed by riding from Volley of Blades Undercover Onyx, reveal grade 3 with Mordalion from the ride deck. Search your deck for another Monitor Trist, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle the deck. Just setting up more and more orders for you to use. And with this card being the last, our grade 3 being the Mordalion we've spoken about, our Poison Knight of Silence Undercover Mordalion. We'll get to what this card does in just a bit. We're going to go over the actual set order, which we run in the deck as well. Being Monitored Trist, running 4 copies of this card. It can be played from the drop and played if you have a Vanguard with Undercover in its card name. So it can be used as a discard cost for the ride deck for the second copy that we search, because we can activate it in the order zone when we are on our grade 2. When it's put into the order zone, look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Choose one card from among them, put it face down as this card's Undercover gauge, and shuffle the deck. This is what the deck is meant to do. Utilize those Undercover gauge, and bestly done with our Vanguard, which we're also running 3 additional copies of Mordalion. During your turn, if your order zone is 3 or more, Monitor Trist, all your units with Undercover get plus 5,000. And on the Vanguard circle, once per turn, you can Energy Blast 2, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to the same number of cards as the number of Monitor Trist without any Undercover gauges in your order zone from among them. Put one face down as an Undercover gauge on each Monitor Trist without any, and shuffle the deck. And when this unit attacks, you can counter plus 1, choose up to 2 cards with Undercover in their card name from your Undercover gauge, and call them to rear guards in the same column, giving you a setup using the Monitor Trists, being able to use your Energy Blast to set them up, and then the Counter Blast to be able to call out those Undercover units to the rear guard circles. We're also running 4 copies of our Knight of Blackness, your Undercover, Obscuridide. It's very cool that, Obscuridide in his undercovered form here is another unit which we've seen, being Eva's Glitter unit. From the gauge zone, if this card is an Undercover gauge, so bless 1, and call this card to back row center rear guard. And if you have a grade 3 Vanguard with Undercover in its card name, this unit can attack from the back row center column, and it gets plus 10,000. And when this unit attacks from the back row center column, if you have a grade 3 Vanguard with Undercover in its card name, and your opponent's Vanguard's grade 3 Gator, and no drive checks were performed for your rear guard attack this turn, Soul Blast 1 to the end of the battle, performs drive check and gets drive -1. Just being able to have that pressure from a back row center rear guard, and then also just place it to the bottom of the deck after that attack. We're also running for our grade 3s 3 copies of Knight of Piercing Acuity Undercover Zoa. If your order zone is 2 or more Monitor Trist, it gets plus 5,000 and cannot be retired by your opponent's card effects. Extra protection for this backup grade 3 in the deck as well. With the grade 2s, we're running 4 copies of Knight of Abruptness Undercover Dyra. When it's placed on rear guard, if you have a Vanguard with Undercover in its card name, or only Shadow Paladin for its clan, counter plus 1, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 Undercover in its card name, or only Shadow Paladin for its clan from among them, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle the deck. And on rear guard, when this unit attacks, a grade 3 Gary unit, if you have a Vanguard with Undercover, Soul Blast 1 card with this card, and it gets plus 10 to the end of that battle. Being able to search for a Shadow Paladin for its clan as well from among them gives us access to some pretty awesome searches in the deck as well. Just choosing a card with Undercover or only Shadow Paladin, so we can run that additional Sentinel to search and set up more cards in our hand to use against our opponent. And for the new card from Generation Dragenesis, 4 copies of Blade of Fast Chase Undercover Genix. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked while boosted. If you have a grade 3 Vanguard with Undercover in its card name, put all rear guards in the same column as this unit into the soul. Draw a card. If you do not countercharge this turn, Energy Blast 3 and countercharge, giving you a countercharge option for all of the counterblasts that we do use in this deck. It is incredibly useful for a brand new card that we got from the Generation Dragenesis booster set. For the grade 1s, 4 copies of Claw of Secret Schemes, Undercover, Tigress. At the end of the battle, boosted, Energy Blast 2, return it to the hand. And when it's put on the card circle, put a card with Undercover in its card name from the drop on the bottom of the deck. And this unit gets +5 shield until the end of that battle. Extra defense, but also being able to provide that boost just in the form of using our Energy Blast to do so. We're also running 4 copies of Sargon, just because we, run Undercover Trist, so we can meet the criteria for activating in order during this turn to then check the top 2 and choose a card from one of them, put it in the hand, put the rest on the bottom of the deck. So just extra search power to sift through the deck using this very good grade 1. And lastly, for the grade 1s, we are also running 4 copies of the Sentinel Drag Saver SRAS. It fits the theme for the deck, being very Shadow Paladin-like with all of the different Undercover units, but also important because we can search it with Undercover Dyra, just being able to look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choosing up to 1 card with Undercover in its card name, or only Shadow Paladin for its clan, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle the deck. So just useful for that search power, and not, distinctive on what we can add, just either if it's Undercover or Shadow Paladin to do so. And then for the trigger lineup, we're going with the 8 critical for the added pressure that this provides to the deck, along with the 3, because we have 8 critical, 3 draws for the extra 5k shield, and just more hand consistency with our heals being the 4 heals, and our over trigger being the go-to Spiritual King of Night Sky, Nizalazela. With this card, over trigger ability, additional effect, along with the 100 million, because I think this might be the only time I've actually used it in a deck profile as well. Choose up to 1 card from your damage zone, put it into your hand. Choose up to 1 unit card from your hand, call it to rear guard, and it gets plus 10,000 till end of turn. So just being able to sift through the damage zone more is one that we've been testing out with this deck. Very, very interesting over trigger, as I said, with that ability, being able to do so and set up more multiple attacks by doing so, depending on what we have in the damage zone ready to go. Being able to call that card out can also potentially give us some more additional cards to use depending on what we may call out from the damage zone as well, and where we place it to attack for that play. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Kind of an overlooked deck, but I guess that is the point of the Undercover deck, but still a fun one of that for sure. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia out.